Great Expectations is underscored by some important duality-driven themes: social class and ambition, guilt and redemption, and uncertainty and deceit. From the lower classes to the upper classes, Great Expectations can be seen as an exploration of social class and ambition. In Victorian England, members of the lower class and middle classes often had the ambition to rise up to a higher class. In contrast, members of the upper class wanted to maintain their superiority and use it to control other people for their own ends. Magwitch, the main representative of the lower classes, was born into poverty, and because of these circumstances, fell into a life of crime. Dickens shows that some lower class people become caught in a trap of poverty that makes it difficult for them to improve their lives. Magwitch realizes he will never become a gentleman, but he has ambitions to make Pip a gentleman and thereby attain upper class status. Because of the influence of the upper class Miss Havisham, Pip comes to view being a blacksmith as inferior work, and he has the ambition to become a gentleman, hoping to receive the approval of Miss Havisham and her daughter Estella, and thereby validate himself as a human being. His ambition is to win Estella's approval, but for Miss Havisham, her ambition is to have Estella break the hearts of men. Guilt and redemption is a theme that drives Pip, whether helping a convict, wanting to rise in social station, or becoming a gentleman. Pip is plagued by guilt throughout the novel, too. Pip feels guilt in how his snobbish rise in status makes him look down on Joe, but by the novel's end, he mends his friendship and is redeemed. Pip thinks he can attain redemption only when his dream of marrying Estella and gaining Miss Havisham's approval happens, but this vision crumbles. Eventually, Pip realizes he can gain self-worth not by becoming a gentleman, but rather by working for it. As a result, he works for many years as Herbert's business partner, redeeming himself. For most of the novel, Miss Havisham shows no guilt, but she realizes that she has trained Estella to not only break the hearts of men, but break her own heart. Because of this, she asks for Pip's forgiveness. Consumed by feelings of guilt, Miss Havisham is unable to grasp redemption through accepting Pip's forgiveness. Dickens starts the novel with uncertainty and deceit. Pip is uncertain about what his parents look like, then uncertain about the convicts. This uncertainty leads to his deceitful act of stealing food in a file. Pip's uncertainty about his benefactor is in part caused by Miss Havisham's deceit about being Pip's benefactor. Pip becomes involved in the deceitful act of trying to sneak Magwitch out of the country, while feeling uncertain whether Compeyson is following him. But Dickens shows how removing deceit can also eliminate uncertainty. For example, Pip feels uncertain about the identity of Molly, Mr. Jaggers' housekeeper. But Pip becomes surer of her identity as he learns about Mr. Jaggers' deceitful act of secretly giving Estella to Miss Havisham to raise as her adopted daughter. Estella, it turns out, is the daughter of Molly and Magwitch.